being a chauffeur is actually my 9-to-5 job.
Good afternoon, Jonathan Richards.
I've been using this 2022 S580E for about a year now. Ooh. The S-Class is actually a really good car, but there's already a plethora of videos on YouTube that go into why the S-Class is such a good car. What I want to do in this video is talk about things you should consider if you're thinking about buying or leasing an S-Class for chauffeuring/private hire. Okay, let's get into the list. The number one feature that I cannot stand is the active brake assist, and I have to turn this off every time I get into the vehicle. It's meant to keep you safe, and for the most part it does do that, but you know, it's a machine, it's technology, and sometimes technology gets it wrong, and when it does get it wrong, it pulls on your seatbelt. It flashes red everywhere, it beeps really loud and obnoxiously, and it emergency brakes. And the first time it happens is absolutely terrifying. You do get used to it, but every time it does happen, it's very frustrating. Now, for someone that uses this car for personal use, and you know, you do about maybe 3 or 2 trips a day, you know, when you get out of the house, you go to work, you're at work, you then get back into the vehicle, and then you go home. That's the average day for someone that uses this car for personal use. When you're a chauffeur, it's slightly different. You're stopping again in and out of the vehicle multiple times. You're turning the engine off multiple times, and when you turn the engine off, it resets, so you have to turn it off every single time, and obviously you're gonna forget, and when you do and it thinks you're about to have an accident, it's absolutely terrifying, and it's very annoying for your passengers if you have any, and I can't stand it. I really hate it. I really hate it. And it's probably the main reason why I probably wouldn't buy this car for personal use. It as mine as an issue as it sounds, honestly, for me, I wouldn't buy it for personal use, but I would still buy this car. I'm gonna make it make sense at the end of the video. If it's between this and its closest competitor, the 7 Series, I would say the S-Class probably gets more compliments than when I had the the 7 Series. People just like the look of it, they like the interior of it a bit more than its competitors. So yeah, that's one thing it really has gone for it. It looks really good. Yeah, this video is gonna be a mixture of good and bad. I'm not just gonna bash the car and just tell you all the terrible things I can't stand about it. I'm gonna, you know, it's gonna be good stuff and bad stuff. Number 3, the boot space in this car is not great. At most you could probably get three large suitcases in there, maybe 1 large suitcase, 2 small cases. But as a chauffeur, private hire, if you do plenty of airport trips, this boot is not ideal. It's mainly because it's so small, mainly because of the batteries. Because it's the plug-in hybrid version, there's hardly any boot space. But in the diesel and all petrol version, bit more boot space. But in the electric version, this boot space is not ideal. That and the reclining chairs in the back doesn't help either. So yeah, number 3, boot space, not great. Number 4 is handles. Now, they're on the flimsy side, not gonna lie. They look good when they're in, not too bad when they're in. Nice sleek design. They have them in for aerodynamics and stuff. I'm not sure how much drag a handle actually causes, but you know, it is what it is. But these handles are on the flimsy side, and it can be kind of awkward when you have passengers trying to get into the vehicle. Number 5 of things to consider before buying an S-Class Mercedes, let me turn down the air conditioning, is the seats. It's a positive one. The seats are probably the most comfortable seats in its class of luxury saloon cars, especially compared to the 7 Series BMW. The lumbar support, the side bolster support, and the upper shoulder support is what makes this car so comfortable. You can literally configure it so the chair just fits your body perfectly. Honestly, it's the most comfortable chair. And if you are a chauffeur driver that does crazy hours, this is a chair for you. Honestly, it makes the job significantly easier. There's also a nice massage function feature that energizes you, and I generally thought it was a gimmick, but it really does like wake you up, and it comes in handy if you're on a 4-hour drive from London to Manchester and you need someone to wake your ass up because it's falling asleep. It also has this dynamic contour seat thing, which the side bits of the seat, they expand and they hug you when you're going around tight turns and stuff. It's really good, really good. Number 6 is the screen. Let me flip the camera. There we go. The screen in this car is really good. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying this video, please give me a like. It really helps my channel out. It is a small channel, so your like goes a really long way, and I would really appreciate it. It's been a while since I have posted, 2 months, but I'm gonna try to post a bit more frequently. Anywho, the screen on this S-Class, the general interface actually is really good. You know, I can't really complain. It's quite easy to navigate through the things that you need. The app store is really good. Get into the settings, change the configurations of the car is relatively simple, and the resolution of this screen is really good. Turn that volume down. Yeah, the resolution of the screen is really good, which brings me to number 7. You can't get screens in the back of this thing. I've looked in the Mercedes website. I've looked at other online sellers of S-Classes. I've spoken to my friends that have S-Classes, and you can't seem to spec the back seats with screens. You can get the screens in the Maybach version of the car. They come as standard, but in the S-Class, from at the time of recording this video, you can't seem to get screens in the back, which is a shame, because screens with similar resolution to the ones in the front, in the back, would be sick. I know in the new 7 Series, the screen that comes down is absolutely insane. It's actually a game changer. But yeah, big shame. Apart from the screens, the back of the S-Class is a really nice place to be. And I would say that these seats, the seats are more comfortable than the ones in the 7 Series. But I do prefer the way how the 7 Series seats recline with the footrest. The footrest in the S is just that small thing over there, and it's not that great, if I'm being honest with you. It's it's not the best. But that aside, the back seats of the S-Class is a really nice place to be. It's also really quiet. It isolates the sound really well. And when you're driving, there's very minimal road noise as well. So the back seat's a really nice place to be. It's got the curtains and the rear shades as well that come down. And it's got a nice separate sunroof. Okay. That's not what it's talking about. Let's talk about that comes down. Here we go. Yeah. And when these open up, it's nice and airy. Yeah, it's a lot more airy. I would have spec this, and if you do get the opportunity to spec it, I would spec it in any other interior color other than black. It gets really dark in here with the black interior. I would spec it in I know it comes in a nice white / cream color, as well as it's red, but it leans more on the orange side. I would spec it in that color. Black does work. It's really practical. It's easier to maintain, easier to clean, etc. More presentable. Because I know with the white interior in the 7 Series, I had the one with the white interior, and you know, you get passengers with blue suits and stuff. It is easy to stain. You can keep it looking pristine. It's just a bit more work. But ideally, you would want to spec it in any other color other than the black. I feel like if a lot of the design features of the interior is lost when it's in all black, but it's a personal preference thing. I know a lot of drivers that kind of prefer, a lot of drivers that work for the same company as I do and have the same car that I do, they prefer to have it in black, because the cream interiors that we had in the 7 Series was just long. So another thing to consider is the driving experience. It's not as great to drive as the 7 Series, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know if it's I'm putting it down to the fact with the plug-in hybrid version with the batteries, you feel a bit more of the road. It weighs, you know, the batteries weigh the car down a bit more, so you feel the bumps as a bit more. With the 7 Series, the 7 Series just felt a bit more waftier. It felt more softer. I didn't feel the road surface as much as I find myself feeling it in this S-Class. I'm putting it down to the batteries. I'm no expert, but from the time I've spent with the two vehicles, I just feel like if the BMW 7 Series is more comfortable. Anywho, I feel like if I'm rambling, to cut a long story short, would I get the S-Class for a personal vehicle? No. Would I get it for private hire / chauffeuring, whatever you want to call it? Yes, because the S-Class is still like the chauffeur car. It's still the go-to. It's still like the top when it comes to private hire, chauffeuring, etc. But for a personal vehicle, for those slight things that I've noticed through driving it for prolonged periods of time, I wouldn't personally have it for a personal vehicle. But anyways, I hope this video has been helpful. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next one. I'm also going to be reviewing, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I'm in the 7 Series. I'm going to be reviewing this car, so stay locked in for that, and I will catch you guys in the next video.